back to Mystical Everyday Heroes or
No.
Meh. What the f***, Matt? You can't do... I'm sorry.
It's drinks and dice.
No, okay, yeah, but
That's
like
why
they
I said
don't
no.
know
Okay,
that yet.
Okay.
They don't know that yet. We got to ease them in.
Yeah, we got gentle.
Oh,
Gentle.
okay.
They're
Sorry.
virgins.
Sorry, I ruined it. Go ahead.
We are the podcast for people who are not mystical nor heroic, just everyday folks doing Drinks and Dice, which is a brand new segment, I guess you would call it. It's a new way for us to do one-shots that aren't 100% part of the campaign. Don't even take place in the same universe, honestly. And the cool thing about Drinks and Dice is that it doesn't always have to be me behind this microphone. In fact, if we're lucky, we'll hear some other DMs jump in, and I might be able to be a player. Very, very excited about that.
Yeah, that's got to be nice to just to swap it over, flip it on the other side.
Flip it on,
of
yeah.
that
I want to be
DM
on the
screen.
other side of the pillow,
Yeah.
Wait, no, yeah.
And since all the episodes are like unrelated, it's like every Zelda game known to man.
Yeah.
Are they unrelated? I've never played Zelda.
Like,
I don't know, because there's always
every
like
one of them
a
has
couple
Link.
100 years between each Zelda game.
But
And
it's
just
always
like-
Link.
It's
But
always
like
Link and it's always
unrelated.
Zelda, and there's always the
There's
bad
been
guy.
theories.
There's always, what's the bad guy's name? The
Ganon.
Ganon?
Ganondorf.
It's always Ganon. So it's just
Yeah.
the three of them locked in like some weird lover's tryst constantly. Ganon's always trying to keep her.
I want
in
to
a
play a Zelda
castle.
game where you're actually playing Zelda.
Yeah, I'd
The
really love it
character.
if she was
I
like.
thought you were. That's what the green guy is, right?
Oh my god! Blasphemy.
The amount
I know
of
that's
times-
Link, and I've never even played Legend of Zelda.
Before I played it, I really thought that he was Zelda. I had no idea. I didn't. First of all, I was so young, I didn't know that Zelda was a chick's name. You know?
Gender? I don't even know her.
Yeah.
Thanks, Silver. Shout out
Thank
to
you.
Silver.
Shout out to Silver,
Thank
who's
you,
like
Silver.
designing us some more fan art that we might be able to use on merch. So we really, really appreciate Silver.
Merch.
Yeah, merch.
Yeah, I kind of stole her line there.
Yeah. Way to be. So.
Thank you.
So today we're doing something that's like really, really different because not only are we doing a one shot, which means that it's not part of a larger campaign, but it doesn't even take place in Loreland. And our beautiful players were literally just handed their character sheets. So they didn't even create these. I did. I
I'm really
hold
scared.
all the power.
This is gonna
So
be
you get to meet their crazy characters and we really get to test their ability to improv. And really mine, because let's be honest, like I didn't have a ton of time to prep. So let's first of all address the fact that we are missing two amazing people. We have Kailyn Kroll and Jake Salisbury are not able to join us tonight because they are working tirelessly on the High School Musical, not the
Endlessly.
movie. Endlessly.
Constant vigilance. Son.
Yes. So they are working super, super hard on the musical. So shout out to all of the people who
Those
do
darn
musicals.
sponsorabilities.
Yes. How dare you have responsibilities? No, they work so hard on this for the kids and it's really, really important. So we really appreciate them. So they needed the night. They
Rest
needed
in
the night
peace,
off
amen.
for this. So we were really fortunate though, because not only do we have, oh my God.
We all nodded after that. We're all like,
Yeah. So anyway, not only do we have Matt Rail and Stephie Patterson, but we also have husband Matt for the first time behind a microphone instead of just behind the computer screen.
Yes, first name husband, last name Matt.
That's how I don't even call you anything else in our personal lives anymore. I just address him as husband Matt to everybody now. And they're like, why do you call your husband Matt?
I called husband Matt in school. Like we were at work.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
was
yeah,
funny.
husband Matt. And they're like, I think we're talking to like Elizabeth or something.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was like Jake and I talking to Elizabeth. I'm like, oh yeah, husband Matt. And like Brandy's husband, not me. Like I am a husband and I am
he
a Matt.
could totally be your
But
husband
I'm
too,
not
Matt.
husband. Because I'm pretty sure that she thought I was like
She's willing
talking
to
to
share.
about myself in third person.
But only as your role as a husband. It's
Right,
a very limited
yeah,
scope
yeah.
of yourself.
So there was probably like a half a second of confusion, and then we just like rolled on like nothing happened.
Yeah. I just love the idea that like now we just have conversations where husband Matt is a person and we don't address it at all with anybody. We're just like, well, this is Matt Rail and husband Matt and Stephie. And then they're just like,
It just makes it
What?
easier.
And
when
he's
you
my
have two
brother.
Matts,
yeah.
You know,
Yeah. So he's
Oh,
not
yeah.
like everybody's
'Cause, like,
husband
you're
because it is her
related.
brother.
that would be awkward.
It would
Only
be.
in Alabama.
Hey, all different folks for different strokes, and we cater to. we cater to
Different strokes for different
all of
folks.
America and many international places.
If you're from the
that-
Bama, we pray for you. Oh wait, sorry. We love you too.
Yes, we probably won't visit, but we will love you from afar.
This is great, actually, being on the podcast for once, because now I know what to cut.
Yeah. Now you get to see, like, okay, I probably
none of-
shouldn't include the parts that like alienate a good 1/50th of our American
1/50th.
1/50th of our American
That's
listeners.
98%.
There was 51
Yeah.
states.
Do you know how bad
I'm
it
just
is that I
kidding.
had to
I'm
hot
just
second?
kidding.
I'm like 50. Did we?
I'm
wait,
just
do we have
kidding.
51?
We did not.
We do not have 51.
The
We do have
closest we
Puerto
had is
Rico, which is an
Puerto
American
Rico, but
territory.
that's
I was
not
going to
gonna
say
happen.
that, yeah.
You
That's
know,
as close as
that's
we.
a sore spot for a lot of people.
Anyway, we are never gonna get through this without.
We are never making it to the end of this. This
No.
is going to be a 2-part series.
We haven't even started yet. And you're like, it's gonna be number 2.
Yep. Here
Never
we go.
mind. Never mind. It's a trilogy.
It's a trilogy. All right. Are you guys ready for me setting this? I'm gonna paint you a
Yes.
picture.
Okay.
Wait, we don't need to have an everyday fact?
No, you don't have to have an everyday fact. That's the beauty about Drinks and Dice. By the way, what are we drinking tonight? Because this is Drinks and Dice, where we roll dice and we drink drinks. And that means that we get to drink drinks. So I'm going to tell you, I am having coffee with a hot splash of rum. Stephie, what are you having this fine day?
Having some battery acid.
Yeah, that's very true. It's the Mountain Dew that looks like the stuff that the Teenage Mutant Ninjas crawled out of before, like, they became
It
Teenage
tastes the
Mutant
best
Ninja
in
Turtles.
aluminum cans, though.
It's bussin'.
Huzzah.
It's bussin'. It's bussin'. Good God. Meryl, what are you drinking this fine night?
I'm drinking coffee because I came from hunting, in which it would be irresponsible to have firearms in vehicle and consume alcohol.
Yeah, and so he's
Yes,
being
agreed.
very responsible and being extra caffeinated
Yes.
for all
Very
of our sake.
Alfonzo of you.
Very,
Thank you.
yes.
Thank you.
That's
well, I actually know because Alfonso would still want to really drink.
Yeah, Alfonso's always like, I really need a drink.
He could
right
use a
now.
drink.
We're
to
a
be
little worried about Alfonso.
to be fair, I could also use a drink, but I won't.
Wah, wah,
Wah,
wah.
wah.
I will drink in spirit.
Yes,
I noticed
not
that it also
spirits,
says
but you'll
world's
drink in
greatest dad
spirit.
on there.
It does say best dad ever.
Best dad ever. That's
And I
it.
can't tell if like it's got like bones as handles on
No,
the
it's a
coffee mug.
wrench.
It's a wrench.
Oh, it is a wrench.
It is a
It
wrench.
looks kind
Isn't
of
that
like
cute?
a. I do really enjoy it.
That way nobody can wrench it out of your hands.
Oh my God, there's 2 of them now. So, husband Matt, what are you drinking this fine evening?
Well, this is Matt Bostian here on his first podcast experience. I'm drinking some Mountain Dew Spark Dew with a blast of raspberry lemonade. That is our sponsor for this evening.
It is not our sponsor.
Caffeine, water, and sugar.
I'm
Thank you.
gonna shoot us in the foot here. If they sponsor us and require us to drink that, is not happening. I cannot drink the battery acid.
How much money do you think they'd give us?
I don't. All right, I'll take it back. I'll take it back. If they paid
10
us
cents
enough,
per
I would
can.
not only. I would throw away all my morals if I was just like, you want us to, like $1,000? This is the most delicious.
Well, the green one is
Natural.
good. This is the pink
I'm thinking
one.
if they gave us a free case and $20, I'd do it.
I don't think I'd do it for that. I honestly. Well, that would pay for
I
like
would.
4 months of the D&D Beyond.
I'm just saying,
subscription, so.
like,
Yeah.
I'd take one for the. I'd drink
Oh,
the case.
like if it was you, I would for sure throw you to the proverbial Mountain Dew wolves. I'd be like, yeah, Matt Rail is
Okay.
coming to us with a special announcement as he's peeing liquid fire and his arteries are clogging as we speak.
And his
Please
arms are
tell
on
us how
fire.
delicious this is, Matt Rail.
It's a sacrifice we're willing to take.
Yeah, we're really.
Some of you may die.
So, for this one shot, we are not in Loreland. No, instead we are in someplace else. Are we ready?
Someplace else.
Someplace
Is that
else.
the name of the place? Someplace else?
Someplace else.
We're
some
in-
different time.
Noir.
No. Nowhere.
Nowhere.
That's stolen from a book, not really.
Nowhere.
New Warland.
The year
That's a good one.
is 115 PCW, or as you all know it, post-calamity wars. Many of the habitable planets have been destroyed or overrun by hostile creatures, which means many humanoids now make their homes on elaborate space station cities. Wars, famine, and politics still exist, but they look different now. Wars are waged over galaxy territories, space shuttle trade routes, and the trade secrets of advancements in horticulture. Famine looks different now too. While food production has changed to fit the needs of our outer species living, famine can be found in lack of oxygen for the less maintained space station cities. And politics looks how you might expect. Screen time is the currency of political campaigns, meaning that even on the most bedraggled of space stations, massive television screens light up the main community areas, and smaller screens can be found lining the halls of even the most remote corridors. The space station we find ourselves in is on the Mayweather Enterprise, a 28-level space station dedicated to the renaissance of art, religion, and philosophy. The Mayweather Enterprise is home to some of the most intellectually inclined of the known galaxies. At least that's what they want you to think. In reality, the spa-like environment meant to foster wisdom and enlightenment really only goes from like the top levels down to level 16. After that, we see the grunt of the space station. On every grouping levels, there are emergency space pods that allow each section to evacuate if necessary. And of course, the nicest, most maintained ones are at the top, while the recycled ones are at the bottom. Every grouping of the space station levels, and there are 4 different groupings. You've got the core levels, the residential levels, the commercial and public levels, and the upper levels. All of them have various attributes and workers there, and they also have a variety of different eating locations. So where we see our new players for the first time is on the core levels. So this is levels 1 through 7, specifically on level 7, which is the data center, which has the central computing and data storage, but this is also where the mess hall is located because the refrigeration cools both the food and the computers. So we see kind of tinkering up near one of the refrigeration units. Rail, can you introduce us to your character?
So my character's name is Timothy. He is a custodian on the Mayweather Enterprise. He is often found lurking in dark corridors, wielding his mop, which is has the stats of a quarterstaff, or banging with a club on some various piece of machinery that stopped working because he just repairs them with his quarterstaff mop.
Wow.
He is a master of hiding in the shadows. He hears everything, but is seldom heard. People who know him, which are very few, think he's kind of odd.
Yeah,
Sounds like my kind of guy. I mean, he probably gets paid a lot because you have to know where to hit that equipment to fix it.
No, he doesn't.
He does.
Oh, dang
No,
it.
he has 8 gold.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But in today's inflation rates, that's a lot of money.
Right.
Yeah, maybe that's like a lot.
He is
it's
also.
really not a lot.
I guess I skipped this part. He is a human rogue, level 4.
Yes. Oh, yeah. All of our characters are level 4s because I wanted to start them with a little bit of a boon.
Yes.
Ooh,
So
this is gonna
we
be so
see
fun.
Timothy kind of banging on the refrigeration unit that he's kind of covered a little. He's just kind of grungy and dirty, and
Keep up
like
the good work,
he
chap.
kind of gives anybody who kind of comes near him a little bit of like a grunt.
Ugh.
Yeah. And then we see kind of like climbing from behind his prone form, a very small figure who's kind of looking around really skittishly. And Stephie, can you introduce us to your character?
Pip Pip is the name.
Huzzah!
Small package that packs a big punch. Pip Pip is an arcane demolition expert who loves chaos as much as they like making money. An explosives expert for hire, Pip Pip was hired to be on the Mayweather Enterprise to use their flaming spear spell to burn excess dust and vermin from the air ducts. If Pip Pip has a little extra flaming fun on the side, who has to know?
And what is
Wow.
your race in your class for the people at home who are
I am a halfling wizard.
Ooh, that sounds so fun. So you kill dust bunnies for a living.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Got a problem with that?
I
buddy?
like how thorough all these characters are for being a one shot. Like you
Thanks.
made this up in like 2 hours.
2.5. Yeah.
2.5.
Two
Never
and a
mind.
half. I really
Not
had a lot of
half
time.
hour, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because this mess hall, so Pip Pip's there, kind of
Hooray.
like grabbing a little bit of grabbing a little bit of food, kind of scoping out the whole area. And as we see that many of the other people are there from the core levels, they're really the lower level workers. We're talking like lower level engineers, maintenance workers, doctors, scientists, and coming from one of the doors from the research lab, or sorry, from the medical bay. we see a really tall, intimidating looking figure. And husband Matt, can you introduce this to your character?
Hi, I'm Flower. And
So intimidating.
Hi, everybody. I'm the most intimidating one of the group.
I'm Flower.
Hi guys, I'm Flower. I have uncommonly gentle. I am uncommonly gentle for my race. That's what I was told to say.
What is your race, Flower?
I am a half orc cleric, and I have a lot of healing abilities. I probably shouldn't have told you that. Flower is a massive half orc with the gentleness and innocence of a baby lamb. Though many of her family expected Flower to become a bloodthirsty warmonger, Flower instead found her lot with the acolytes who healed. Praying to various unnamed celestial bodies, Flower doesn't often commune with people on this plane, which leads her to believe that all are as ethereal and peace-loving as the unnamed celestial bodies she worships.
Ooh.
Sorry about that, guys. I was talking about myself in third person there. I don't know what came over me.
Yeah. So,
What's your deal, punk?
Don't blow me up.
I can hit it with my mop.
I'll mop the floor with you, buddy.
so as Pip Pip
Don't
and
tempt me.
as Pip Pip and Flower are coming in to come get like a bite to eat, you realize that the place is pretty packed and there's not a ton of tables because most of them have been taken to the upper levels for the, the more revered people. And there are only really there's only this little tiny opening table in the corner near where Timothy is working because everybody seems to have given Timothy a bit of a wide berth. And that right now is the only place that you guys could sit, even though you haven't met before.
Birth.
A wide berth, really? That's what got you?
It's just funny because
You really shouldn't put me and Matt in a campaign together.
This is so bad. You guys don't even have to explain the horrible jokes you make. You just look at each other.
Birth. And Matt's looking at his watch over here
Oh, no, I got it.
How much longer do I have to
hunting
sustain
again.
these lunatics?
No.
I just
no.
thought it was a good pun because we're on a ship and a berth is the front bottom part.
Oh, right, because you do things with boats as a job.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think
I
it was
did
called
not.
a berth.
It is. Trust me.
All right.
He knows what he's
I'm
talking
the
about.
expert.
I worked on the boats too, but I've never heard the word berth come into play.
We're all in the same boat. You know what I mean? Okay.
Holy ship.
So as you guys are sitting there, you see, I'm just gonna kind of give you an idea of what's in the world around you as you guys start to
So
interact.
we're all in the same room, kind of?
You were all in the same, essentially like a cafeteria.
I was gonna say
but
that.
it's
I love
kind of
food.
like a cafeteria for workers, so it's not the same like what you would see in like a high school gym. All of the tables are more kind of more set up like a restaurant would be, where there's more secluded areas. You guys are at the only, or you guys can see that as you're holding your trays where you've gotten some food, that the only available place to sit is at one of the tall bar top kind of style tables
Oh,
where
I
there's
hate
just
when that happens.
yeah, there's just only 2 spots available there, and it's right next to the really grumpy guy laying down trying to fix the refrigeration unit with a club.
That's me.
That's you, Timothy. And so as you guys are kind of going over there,
Since we all work here, should we know each other already?
so that's a great question. You specifically, Flower, are pretty new to the space station, because and that's the reason why you're on the lower levels here, is because even though you're
Start
an
at the bottom, work
acolyte,
my way up. Got it.
right, you're starting at more of the medical side of things, trying to give healing to give the celestial healing to the lower people.
Got it. Magic and
basically
radiography.
Right.
You're basically a doctor.
Yeah, you're basically like a
Sweet.
doctor to peasants is essentially it. You're you're
You're the plague doctor.
yes,
I love
you're the
that
walking
hat.
kind of doctor is just doing their best, but you're
With the long
working.
nose on it.
Even the
Yeah.
doctors died.
Yeah. And Pip Pip is there as a kind of just
Hooray.
a contract worker. Just to take care of a couple jobs, and honestly, at this point, Pip Pip,
Hooray.
you're just bored and you're ready to cause
Empress
some
is
chaos.
not having any of your shenanigans today.
It is 9:30 at night, you freaking lunatics, and I ran out of coffee and rum a hot minute ago.
Hot minute.
Empress
Matt?
needs more coffee and rum. Maybe
Yes.
more rum this time.
Yes. Why is all the rum gone? I am a pirate at heart. So as you guys are there, what do? You guys kind of have to figure out where you're going to sit or how you guys are going to go about doing this and navigating your personalities.
Okay, I'm gonna sit at the bar top because you said that's the only spot left.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have my legs dangling, of course. Well, maybe not because I'm pretty tall.
Mm-hmm. You are very tall.
So I'm just gonna kind of sit down and look at Pip Pip,
Hooray.
and I'll be like, "Hey, how's your Monday going?"
Don't talk to me.
Okay, well, I've had a bad Monday too. I had to kill 3 peasants today.
Hey, can one of you guys up there toss me that wrench on the bar?
Of course.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay, so
I'll deflower you yet.
Flower the murderer passes you the wrench. How do you do it gently or do you actually like toss it to him?
I guess maybe I should do a strength check to see if I can pick up this wrench. How big is it?
Well, you're a half orc. I'm telling you can pick it up. But if you're gonna toss it, I'm gonna have you roll a dexterity check to see if it actually reaches its intended location.
Well, I don't think I have to toss it because I'm pretty big.
Firmly grasp it.
I'll firmly grasp it and hand it to him softly because I am really
Delicate flower.
innocent, delicate.
And we don't know each other, right?
Flower.
You don't.
Yes.
No, you don't know each other.
Why, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. I wish you luck with fixing the refrigerating system.
Is it still running?
You got to keep it refrigerated.
It wasn't. That's why I'm fixing it.
Gotcha. So you got to go catch it. Wait. Damn it.
That's where I was going.
Timothy is definitely not thrilled with the lack of humor. Or like the sad attempt at a human. He's already over it. And he's like had one interaction with each of these people.
Pip Pip is just gonna grab some slop that they serve and just sit down on the floor because he doesn't want to have help to get up on the bar stools because he's too short.
So are you sitting like next to Timothy?
I can lift you if you want to.
No, don't talk to me. I'm just gonna sit on the floor. I mean, Pip Pip, hooray, is gonna sit next to the vending machine.
To the vending machine. Okay. So
Hey, little guy. I'm not much of a.
What's that noise?
I'm not really much into this, but you seem like you're having a bad day. Are you okay?
That's a loaded question.
This person might explode. That's his job.
Oh,
I love
you're a demolition expert over there or something?
That's right. Best of the best.
The only one, I think.
I'm the bomb.
Way too much fun here.
Okay.
Wow.
So as you guys are kind of like going through this amazing encounter, this amazingly awkward
This is so
encounter.
awkward. I love it.
I love it.
You notice because again, like there are TV screens pretty much everywhere. It's like a Buffalo Wild Wings in here. Like they're just all over the place. And they all kind of have different yet very similar programs. And as you guys are kind of talking, you notice that like all of the screens change in like a coordinated change, and they all turn to the same prim and proper lady as like an elf. And you can tell based on like the uniform that she's wearing that she comes from the upper levels of the space station, like the very top of like the Enlightenment kind of vibe.
Wow,
and
that's
she
cool.
says,
Please advise and excuse the interruption,
Oh my God, not this bitch again.
but we are currently, unfortunately, going under lockdown. This is an alert that space pirates have infiltrated the core levels. Please be advised, lockdown modes are being initiated. We will begin evacuating upper levels. Best of luck!
and as she says that with
Best
like a
of
small
luck.
smile, you see that like they're behind her. There's like coordinated fancy people with like all of like the galactic versions of pearls where they've got like all of like very jeweled up in different forms. And they're like being quietly and quickly ushered to a very elaborate space pod for them to be able to evacuate. And simultaneously, as you're seeing this, you also hear like the beep, beep, beep of the lockdown procedure where all of because you guys are on level 7, which is the right underneath the next level of the groupings. So you guys are the top level of the core levels, and above you is residential levels. And you can hear like gears grinding where your core levels are being completely separated off from the rest of the space station. So so the core levels are getting separated, the residential levels, the commercial and public levels, and the upper levels are all kind of self-contained when they're in lockdown mode. And you guys are not only now locked into your core levels, but you are also locked into this room with all of these people.
So Timothy is basically like looking around, and he is thinking like, well, shit. He's had a rough day, like with this refrigeration unit. Like his mop was not cutting it. The wrench is helping. Like it's like almost there, but he's like, no, we got to do something about these pirates. Like he hasn't said anything out loud, but he's very much like looking around. Think of like Sam Elliott, who was just inconvenienced. Like looking around, like kind of squinty eyed a little bit, not having a good time. But he's like, well, I guess we're doing this. So he looks over to his newfound counterparts and he's like, are y'all interested in figuring this shit out?
They might be here just to have a friendly handshake. I mean, because everybody's good.
As you say that, you hear the rapid fire of laser fire and explosions and shouts filling the corridors to either side of the main doors of the mess hall. And you hear like, we're coming to claim, motherfuckers.
I hope they shoot like stormtroopers.
Yeah. So as you think that they're coming in
never
for
hit
like a
us.
really docile reason, they just start shooting up the hallways, and it's just there's chaos, and you just hear like a lot of chaotic like yells and stuff from the space pirates out in the hallway.
Can I grab my new 2 counterparts and toss them behind, like with me behind the bar so that we can be hidden together?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, so if you're
Good
going to
idea.
do that,
Toss me?
I'm going to have you give
Never
a
toss.
Halfling.
strength check
Halfling.
because you could easily move Pip Pip as a halfling, but Flower is going to be really difficult. So I'm going to say a strength check with a DC 15. Although, Flower, are you going like somewhat willingly?
Oh, yes, I'm willing.
Okay,
All
then
right, so
maybe.
then I'm going to say with like an advantage.
Okay. Nat 1.
Okay, so we're going to ignore that one. What's the next one?
14 with a strength check?
Yeah.
15.
Okay, 15. Perfect. That hits. All right. So, you
hits.
succeed. That
Can I-
meets the criteria.
So can I want to pull, so I basically kind of give both of them kind of a nod. I'm assuming that Pip Pip is going to ignore
Right.
that. But Flower
I'm
seems like she's going to be like pretty willing.
Yeah.
So I grab like the arm of Flower, and because you're a halfling, right?
They're tossable.
You're
Well-
very much a halfling, Pip Pip.
Okay, I'm just basically
He doesn't know.
I basically like grab Pip Pip like around like the waist and throw him over my shoulder.
Pip Pip's
then-
holding onto the vending machine.
and then we both and like
One
we kind of
more
do like a
snack.
something of a lunge to like get behind the bar. So now we're all behind the bar.
That is a good idea, young chap. And I'm going to search my person for any weapons I might have, because I didn't look at that. Investigation?
No, so that would be
I don't know what I have.
you'll be able to do let's
Like
see here.
weapons around, or
inventory.
just look to see what you have like on your.
Yeah,
you
what
can
I
look at
have
your,
on my...
You look at your sheet.
Oh,
It'll be in your where it says weapon attacks and cantrips.
Yeah.
Second page at the
You
bottom.
have a holy symbol
Nope, not that page.
and some
Previous.
rations in a row because you are a cleric. You have
Oh, yours are all spells. So yours will be like your last page will be all of your attacks.
oh,
So you're not going to use physical weapons necessarily, but you're going to use like spells and stuff.
cantrips.
You
Yes.
can also check the area around you as you are in like a kitchen adjacent area to see if there's anything there that
I wouldn't recommend doing that as your expertise is going to be spellcasting.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I might
do
pick
have
something
all
up
that
that's
stuff,
bludgeoning, but I'm going to probably use my mop. And we're going to clean up this mess.
I love it.
I would love it if that's your catchphrase. Gotta clean up this mess.
That's gonna be it.
That's
all.
So I
Amazing.
can't find my alignment, but I'm assuming that it's like neutral slash good.
Good question. So, let me see where all of your, because I was very intentional with your alignments.
Because like I've been just kind of winging it with like the good guy who's just over it. But
Yeah, so
I
you
can change gears if needed.
are, Timothy is lawful neutral.
That makes sense. I'm gonna
Yeah.
write that down.
So there's nobody currently for you to fight because this area is closed off in the moment. I'm gonna say they're based on the sounds that you can hear from outside the doors. It's kind of a matter of time before they breach the doors. There are a lot of people inside the mess hall who are kind of starting to panic. And based on what you know, actually, Timothy, I'm gonna have you give me a history check.
6 plus history would be so 7.
7. Okay.
I don't remember a lot.
So with the 7, you know that
Lucky number.
basically you don't know a ton of the details of the space shuttles and like how many there are per level, but you kind of get the vibe that it's kind of like what the Titanic was, where there are not enough space shuttles for the amount of people that are on.
Titanic is now canon.
Yes, Titanic is 100% canon. But they thought it was a spaceship. They didn't realize it was an actual ship because it
Oh,
was
that
before
makes
the
sense.
post-calamity wars. So
That's fair.
he has this kind of understanding that like if they don't make it to a space shuttle, they will probably they'll get stuck here.
All right, guys. I don't know what y'all know, but I'm gonna guess we got to get the heck out of Dodge. And
I agree. I wonder if 3 of us can fit into one. One escape
person?
pod.
Oh, okay. Because I was real confused for a second.
Like some video game glitch. Let's fit inside each other and hide or something.
He has the dirty microphone, people.
He does have the dirty microphone. Dirty mic, achievement unlocked. So, do we know where the like escape pods are or whatever?
Because you are a custodian,
Or I guess I probably know where they are.
you know a good layout of pretty much everything on the ship, and so you know that the space pods are likely going to be near level 4, so 3 levels below, near the medical bay, because that would be where they would like bring in and ship out people, kind of like an ambulance.
So
I would kill for an elevator right now.
Whoa.
I'm on board with
Yeah.
that. But so
Me too.
so we need to get down to level 4, right?
Level 4.
Level 4, because that's what those pods are. Are you guys interested in coming along, or
Yeah,
am I
I'll
good?
follow you because I'm kind of new here.
Oh, okay.
So I just got here.
What about you, Pip?
I guess. As long
I
as
mean,
we
you don't have to
snacks.
go.
I guess. I'll
Okay.
go. Yeah, let's do this as long as I get to explode things.
Well,
Right. So they're
consider-
not shooting up the bar, right?
They're currently, all right, so when the core levels got separated mechanically, like during the lockdown, and especially Timothy, you would know this, but the rest of you guys would have heard this, that the exterior doors for the main community rooms, for example, like the mess hall, would have been mechanically locked as well. So currently, if you wanted to get out the main doors of the mess hall, which is where on the other side you can hear the space pirates kind of doing their fighting, you would need to find a way to get past that mechanical door lock.
That's the only way out.
Roll a perception check.
My first roll, guys. I'm so excited.
and it's
18.
Now add your modifier.
Okay. There it is. +4.
Wow,
so
22.
22.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so
I see it all.
you do see everything.
I can see through the door. Just kidding.
You have X-ray vision.
Can you see through me?
so as
What did I eat last week?
Looks like a roast beef, a chicken, a pizza.
So even though you're a cleric, you were still raised very much with the battle mentality, which allows you to be able to really gather all of the information in a split second's notice and be able to react. So with that ability
You're
that
a
you were
battle
raised
mage.
with, you were able to note that there's actually like a couple of different options for you to be able to get out of here. You could obviously go through the main door, but in order to do that, you would have to either override the mechanical keypad or be able to like get through with brute force. There are
Explosives.
air ducts
both
that
of those
are
options.
accessible from like the midway height. So if you were to find like a way to be able to get everybody up into that air shaft, that would be able to fit everybody. And then the other way to do it is to find because this is the
Mess hall. It's
it's
a
the
mess
mess
in
hall,
here.
but it's also adjacent to the data center where the central computing and data storage is. You know that based on seeing where Timothy is currently tinkering, that there is a link for the refrigeration between the refrigeration of the mess hall and the refrigeration for the data center that if you were able to use enough brute force, you could get through. So that leaves the air ducts, the computer or the refrigeration system, or brute force through the main doors.
Ooh, I'm not one to go for the force things, but that sounds like a good option to be in the data center right about now.
I can sneak places.
I explode things.
Oh, that's a good idea. We could explode the. Well, you're trying
The
to
main door?
fix it, so maybe that's.
Oh, the refrigeration?
Yeah.
I can see the gears turning over here. Please don't explode my refrigerators.
Okay. Well,
I suppose.
I guess we could go up through the air shaft.
Do you like a good air shaft?
Pip Pip, roll a history check
All
for
right.
me with advantage.
Why with advantage?
I'll tell you in a second.
Okay.
15.
15.
Is
All
that
right,
with your
so
modifier?
No.
I have to get you a sticky note that says add your modifier.
18.
18. So with an 18, you were hired exclusively to clean out all of these air ducts with your fireball. So you are
That's
very familiar
right.
with these
Yeah.
air ducts.
This is a brilliant plan.
I mean, I can definitely get us through the air ducts, but I doubt you'll fit.
I will try not to be offended, but I'll do my best.
Spoken like a true, like, lawful good.
All right.
Well, I guess, can I open the air duct because I can tinker with things?
Yeah. Are you trying to be there's a lot of people in there?
Oh, let's do it sneakily.
You're doing it sneakily? Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Dang, I never knew an air duct with a bunch of people in it.
Well, 18.
All right. So you managed to kind of go over there while everybody is really distracted trying to find different exits and kind of arguing amongst themselves. And you managed to just quietly unscrew the outer edge of the air ducts.
Hey, guys, follow me.
Where the hell did Tim go?
Over here.
Oh, shit. Hey, okay. I'm
All right,
following
come
you.
on. I got it open. Let's go.
All right.
All right.
I'm
Pip
going.
Pip's going to grab some snacks.
Who goes first? I'm assuming it's up in the ceiling.
It's not up in the ceiling. It's roughly about your chest height, Flower. So it's roughly about like 5.5 feet up.
We might have to give Pip a hand.
That's no problem.
I guess give me a toss.
Okay.
Here, I'll get up there first, and you can toss Pip to me.
Ah, great. Okay. It's kind of like trying to pick up a terrier. You never know what's going to happen. Okay. And then Flower picks Pip Pip Hurray up.
Don't touch me there.
Oh. You told me to pick you up.
Not there.
I thought I was the weird one, you guys. Like, just barking at like your new friends.
Oh my God.
Okay, you guys are. I'm questioning my life choices over here, but I
Okay.
think can I do this by myself? I am a rogue.
Navigate,
No.
you mean?
No, he.
Okay,
He's
I wasn't
like-
sure if you were
he-
asking me.
No, he's like talking out loud, like in minor frustration with his new friends.
Friend.
I'll be a friend. That's fun. So we're all in the air shaft, and I want to look around. Like, what are we talking here? Right angle, left, right?
Great question. So what order are you guys in the air shaft?
I'm first.
You're
I'm
first?
second.
I guess I'm on the back.
Okay.
Well, actually, it makes sense. You would be second
You'd be in the
because
middle.
I lifted you.
You're sandwiched.
Oh, goodness.
Yep. So I
So-
hope none of you guys had beans on the way.
As you guys are So you
I
were
may
trying to be
have.
stealthy when you were getting into it. Are you still trying to be stealthy now that you are in the air shaft?
Yes.
I think it's always a good idea to try and be stealthy, especially in an air shaft.
Okay, so I'm going to have each of you roll a stealth check.
Oh boy.
Because it's in an air shaft where people wouldn't expect anybody to be, it's going to be relatively low. I'm going to say a DC 8.
22.
3.
With your modifier?
+5.
10.
8.
Wait, sorry. 8.
I got a 15.
Oh, successful.
Yeah, so you guys actually did. This is why we add our modifiers, Stephie.
I didn't even have to add mine.
So, as you guys were going, like there was a couple close calls because again, as you're going out, you can hear past like the areas that you guys are going past, like the sounds of gunfire and shouts, and it almost just sounds like they're not like the pirates aren't really like aiming at anybody or shooting at anybody. It just sounds like they're just chaotically shooting it up into the ceiling.
Oh, that's fun.
And so as you guys go,
And these
first of
are
all,
lasers, right? Not bullets.
They're lasers, but the way that it works in the space station is that
I love it.
the lasers shoot out in laser form, but as it makes contact with something, the atoms within them alter to make it a physical force.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it doesn't burn me like in Star Wars.
No, it doesn't burn it. It's a force blunt impact, like an
Oh.
actual bullet would be.
Okay, so they
I was
would
hoping for a
go through
lightsaber sometime, but
Sorry.
they would go through the air vent. Like
If
the
they were
outside
shooting
of it.
at the air vent, but you are not currently above them. You are more like in the walls, so to speak.
Right.
Yes.
we're like
Okay.
mice.
Yes. So as you
It
guys are
sounds
going,
like a movie, like
you
Walls Have
can-
Eyes or something.
you can see like on your right hand side as you guys are crawling, probably about 5 feet up, there's like a mesh entrance space where somebody could climb in from an alternate room. And through that, you can see a couple of these space pirates. They're kind of bedraggled, really unkempt, except for one guy who is really, really fancy looking. But like in the way that rogues are kind of fancy looking, like he has a very long kind of Jack Sparrow-esque appearance, but it's like he's taken bacon grease of some variety to try to give it like a wax, and he has like a lot of tattoos all over him, but it's been clearly like done by hand, like he's done it himself.
That's so cool. Does he have a jar of dirt with him?
He does not have a jar of dirt, but you do see a couple things like attached to his waist. And you see that the other pirates seem to be regarding him kind of like as their leader in the way that he's shouting different things. And he very much is the epitome of a pirate. Just like, ha ha, get what you can and leave nothing left. Get the oxygen. Get the oxygen. We're going to be breathing fresh air for weeks. And
That's
as you
good.
kind of see this,
Wow.
I want each of you to roll a. Let's do a history check. I'm doing a lot of history checks here.
19.
I got a 20.
Like a
Nat
nat
or
20 or
dirty?
dirty 20?
Nat 20.
Whoa, nat 20. Holy cow.
16.
We know lots of things about this world.
You
Yeah.
sure do. So each of you know from different reasons. Like Timothy, just because you kind of lurk in all of the shadows. You hear all of the rumors from all of the under and the upper people. Flower, just because you have studied all of the celestial movements, so kind of like the sinners and the saints, and this definitely falls in the way of like the most notorious of the sinners. And Pip Pip, you kind of look at these guys and you know them because you envy them. Like they are the epitome of chaos that you have at one point strived to encompass so much. These
Do we
are
have a
not just-
traitor among our ranks?
No, it's just more that like Pip recognizes it, like has respect for
Like
people.
appreciates.
Yeah, can appreciate the level of chaos they bring to a table. And so you guys note when you see him and kind of his general demeanor that these are not just any space pirates. This captain is the big, like this is Captain Anir, Buck Anir.
Oh my gosh, what a drop.
Yeah. Yeah, he is he's pretty notorious, and you can see like that they had infiltrated the spaceship disguised as like maintenance crews or like medical crews, because they were like kind of shucking pieces of outfits off to the side as they're kind of like tearing it up in fun.
Old Tim is looking over there like through, and he is just disgusted that they would disguise themselves as custodial maintenance staff. And he is like, he is not having a good time. He is like boiling angry in the shadows. He is like, how could these mother meow like do that? Like to disrespect his profession.
To disrespect the custodial staff.
Mm-hmm.
How dare they? I love that.
I'm just going to be like, hey, I've seen this show before. This is Undercover Boss. You know, you got the people who are other people. That was Fred yesterday that I was working with. And now he's a...
Are you telling me
He's
that
a buccaneer.
Flower let them into the ship?
I mean, it
You
was
did.
an accident.
You did what? How could you not know? They're obviously fakers.
They were undercover.
Not very well. Do you see his hair?
I mean, they might have used a lot of makeup to cover up those tattoos.
N-
I've seen videos.
That is true. I guess they
I
could
don't
have
know.
done that.
I kind of like you now, Flower.
It was... Why is my voice so low?
I'm trying to capture the Sam Elliott vibe over here. That's what I'm trying to do.
Wow. Yeah, so I'm just going to stay there and wait and see what you guys do because I still think they're halfway good people because that's part of my character.
I'm ready to end all of them.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not thinking, I'm not saying it quite yet, but
Pip's hands are getting hot.
oh,
So, I'm going to tell you. So you see, currently 3 of the pirate bandits and, the big bandit, the big pirate guy, Buccaneer. You see them down this like shaft and they're clearly like kind of causing chaos and you see kind of people running away from them. But you notice too, roll a perception check or actually an insight check. Roll an insight check. Anybody who's looking out of that window.
Got a 13.
12.
22.
22.
Wow.
Okay, so
You see it all.
Flower and Timothy, you guys just see chaos, but Pip Pip, as somebody who is like an agent of chaos, you recognize when they're just stirring stuff up for the sake of causing insanity. And you notice that even though they're firing these weapons and they're acting really insane, they're very mission oriented on finding something, and it has nothing to do with the people around them. So you can recognize that that is not. They're not here to hurt people or to get anybody. They're here for a very specific reason. So as you note that too, what's in front of you is more of this this airway.
Air vent.
Air vent, thank you. Is more of this air vent. You guys can choose to go, as you're in the lead, Timothy, and you know this place, you can choose to go to the right. It kind of splits off into a fork. You can choose to go to the right, which leads to more of like the stairwell area that can lead you down to the next level down, which is the research labs. Or you can go to the left, which will keep you on the same data center or like the same level that you're at. It will just bring you closer to like the data center. So you can essentially choose to stay on the level you're at or go down a level toward the level where the space pods are.
I think we should go down a level. That's towards our goal, right?
it is. I have an idea though, and I might be crazy, but
You are.
thanks, Pip.
Wow, Stephie.
No, so I was thinking since we're right here, there's only 3 of them, right?
There's 3 of the pirate bandits and then their captain.
I can tell you this much. With my halfling insight, they're looking for something.
Do we want to try to find out what they're looking for? Or do we want to take them out?
I seriously just want to take them out.
I want to try
Especially
something.
the captain.
Like, if you guys...
But-
should we go out and meet them?
I'm wondering if I can sneak up
Maybe
pretty close.
we can talk to them.
Let's.
See what they're looking for. Maybe we can offer them help.
I'm not much of a talking type.
Okay, so Flower is going to use thaumaturgy from within the air vent.
Wait, can we talk a little more first before you go and spend your magic?
It's a cantrip, but okay.
It's a cantrip.
I'm a human rogue. I wield the mop. What I'm thinking is, let me sneak around and I'll get kind of close. And if things go south, I can do a sneak attack and take out the captain. You guys, Flower specifically, could do some talking if needed, and then Pip come out.
Boom.
Yes, Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. And then
like that
if
plan.
needed, I can disengage as a bonus action as needed if we need to run.
Okay. Sounds like the plan to me.
Okay. Can I, before you do your cantrip, can I try to sneak into position to get close but still be hidden?
So are you planning on still being in the air vent, or are you planning
No.
on like exiting through that
Gonna
window?
Exit through the window.
Okay.
And then sneak. I'm assuming there are like things around to like hide behind.
So I'll kind of paint the picture of the hallway, and you can kind of decide where that's
Yeah.
going to be your best option. Okay. So first of all, the air vent opening is the same as what it was height wise in the room that in the mess hall, and it's like roughly about 5.5 feet up.
Mhm.
So it's like for a tall person is about chest height.
Yeah.
And these guys are focused mostly on like just causing a lot of noise and sounds and kind of relishing the chaos. They're taking off like the robes and stuff. What you see in the hallway is because you are the custodian, that a lot of the little alcoves in the hallway, which there are every like roughly 5 feet, there is a small little dip of an alcove where they put the mandated screens for the political ads. And so every one of those has a lit up announcement from that same lady that's just been going over and over again about the pirates coming in. And that video screen is roughly about the same height as where your window to what you see is. So that is lighting up that little corridor every 5 feet. You also see that the ceilings themselves are not crazy high, but they're higher than what they would be in other corridors. And that there seems to be like almost a little bit of a catwalk up at the top for maintenance workers to kind of be able to do electrical work.
I would like to sneak up into the ceiling and go along that to be above the captain without being noticed.
Okay, so I'm going to have you, first of all, roll a stealth check to get out unnoticed from the air duct.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Oh my gosh.
You are.
He teleports.
You are not even a breeze on the wind. You are nothingness as you exit this. It is like you were there one moment and then you were gone the next.
He's dark as the void.
Like my new counterparts here, like a blink and I'm just gone.
Yes, like they start to wonder if you were a figment of their imagination this whole time. I want you to roll an acrobatics check to try to get up into the ceiling, because there's not necessarily a ladder to get you up there, but there is like exposed bolts where like larger pieces of metal have been bolted to create structure in the ship.
Okay.
You can probably take.
I missed. Is it a 7 or a 1?
It's a 1.
Oh no.
It's a nat
It's a
1.
one.
Oh no. I missed the
Oh
tower.
my gosh. I was just gonna say you could use your mop as a pole vaulter.
Okay, so
What are those called?
Yeah.
A vaulting pole.
Vaulting
vault?
toll.
Yeah.
so as you were so focused on being quiet, like you went to go like quietly grip the bolts to pull yourself up, and you realized that in doing so, your hand would squeak if you were to do that. And so like it kind of makes you lose your focus on climbing and you're not able to climb up. So you have the option again of hiding in this hallway, but you have to make a decision really quickly where you're going to go.
Hallway.
Okay.
I'm gonna hide in one of those little divots.
Okay.
Well, how many of them are between? I guess how far away are they?
So the first one starts about 5 feet away from the entrance point.
Wait,
that you're coming out
the
of.
people. How far are the people away from? us?
They're roughly about 7 feet away from the entrance.
Oh, so they're like right there.
They're very close, but they are also spread out from each
Right.
other because they
Okay.
need like kind of
I'll just go in the
flailing room.
first one then, because I'm
Okay.
still within like the 30 feet.
Are you standing up at your full height?
I'll crouch
Okay.
or whatever most concealed.
Okay. So being crouched. All right. So what are you going to do now that you are hidden?
I'm just gonna hide there.
Okay. And are you two still in the air ducts?
Well, I'm trying to think of what our plan was.
What
At
was the
this
plan?
point.
I want you to know in character that you, unless you're able to somehow silently communicate with Timothy, you are no longer able to communicate with them unless there is like vocalization.
Well, you do have Pip right there though.
Yeah. So, should we wait here, Pip, or are you really jonesing to explode these guys out into the vacuum of space?
Yes.
Am I able to like see their confusion from where I am?
You, I would say, yeah, you could probably see them.
Can I try to hand signal like wait? I don't remember what we called that for like. I'm trying to communicate silently like.
Well, you, Timothy, you actually have common sign language as one of your language skills. However, nobody else does. So you can for sure sign to them what you want. I'm gonna have each of you roll an insight check.
Yep, I saw that coming.
DC 17 to see if you can understand what he's trying to tell you.
+3.
16.
That's so close.
Yeah, it looks vaguely familiar, but at the same time, you're like, he's probably just like saying that they're jacking off. You're not sure. That's
24,
brain. He's
baby.
like, okay.
Oh no! Yes.
Wait, what is it?
24.
24. Okay, so
I have a +6.
you are able.
Damn, you are insightful.
Yeah, you
So
are.
I'm over here and I'm like, go talk to them first. Like that was the plan. You look confused. Go talk to them. No explodey yet.
No explodey. Got it.
Yet.
Because that's what
Yet.
I was going to
Yet.
do. That's what I was gonna do.
Yet. Not yet.
No explodey yet. I'm going to talk to them.
Oh.
And I'm going to use thaumaturgy to use booming voice to make my voice sound like God.
Oh, interesting. So what?
I like booming.
What are you going to say?
I'm going to say,
If you hear for something, you are going to die
Wow.
because you are on the Enter Die space station.
Enter die?
Roll a deception check.
Enter die.
I hope you're deceptive.
Please.
oh God, I got 11 +0.
Okay, so they don't fully believe you. They're like, you hear them kind of you see them kind of like looking at themselves and they're like, well, I thought it was called the Mayflower. What? Or no.
Mayweather.
The Mayweather Enterprise. What?
Enter, die, same thing.
I don't think this is what that is. And they start kind of like looking up at the sky, and you see Buccaneer, and he's like, "Hey-oh, who's there? Who's there?"
I am going to, well, since we're not in combat turns, I can cast this again.
You can
I'm gonna
actually
use-
this is active for a minute.
Okay, I'm going to use thaumaturgy again because it's a cantrip.
Well, so are you
still
doing a
active.
different one, or are you still using your booming voice?
I'm going to drop the booming voice, and now I'm going to make all the TV lights flicker off for a second and back on. It says I
Ooh.
can manipulate fire, but I'm assuming that maybe I could do TV since we're in a space age.
I'm gonna allow that. Yeah.
DM says good.
Just like turn them all off to black,
Oh.
Okay. Roll
like a warning.
roll an intimidation check.
All right. 16.
Okay. All right. I have to remember what voice I used for them because I was like starting to get a little confused. Hang on.
Yeah, you were using
I was
No
like
drama.
Evan voice.
Okay, hang on.
Yar, matey.
So as you do that, one of them looks at Mozak. Like, Mozak, do you think that voice was being honest? I thought that they were lying, but look at this. Look. And Kane kind of starts to, this other guy, he starts to be shifty, like, he's like, hey, no. Don't worry about that. Look. You know that this is very, we're here, we're doing stuff. It's probably just, the rich people are just, that the stuff never works down
The rich people.
here with all this, with the regular folks. Don't worry about it. Okay. And even like the captain, he kind of like looks a little unsettled, and he looks at him. Oi, shield yourselves. Get your armor up. Don't worry about that. You just focus on the task at hand. We gotta get what we gotta get.
Can I?
Now what?
Well, basically, I'm kind of like, they're kind of on edge. I kind of want to try to tie up the captain. I have a rope, and I'm still hidden, and I can be stealthy. So I think I'd like to try to stealthy come up behind the captain and then tie him up.
Okay.
And I am going to also. Oh, never mind. I can't cast guidance because I have to touch them. Never mind. And not
You're
a hot
close.
way.
They're well, you are within 30 feet, so as long as your movement speed isn't too slow, you might be able to.
Then
like,
they'll definitely see me because I haven't come out of the thing yet.
Right. But if I'm tying them up and this doesn't go very well.
Yeah, the point was I could use guidance on you and you would have
I see what you mean.
a
Yeah.
plus a D4 to your rolls.
Oh, okay.
So what I'm gonna say, if you're gonna try to grapple him, I'm gonna have you roll a strength check with advantage because you're still sneaking,
Okay.
and so he doesn't see you coming.
Right.
And I turn the TVs
And
off.
see
Yar.
if you can.
Well, because it's dark, I'm like,
Grapple him.
I'm like, this is a good opportunity. Like, we're gonna try to do something with these guys.
Yeah.
14, and you said, is that a strength check?
Mm-hmm.
So 15. 15.
Oh,
He rolled a 22.
good lord.
What?
Yes, he rolled a 22. He natural 19. And so
Oh,
as
my.
you go to grapple him,
Mm-hmm.
you hear him go, "Ah, cowards attacking in the dark." And as you see that, he kind of grabs you from behind and goes to grapple you. And he because he kind of like out grapples, he like grabs you and throws you forward and kind of pushes you into the other bandits, the other pirate guys. Ah, mateys, look at what we got here. What do you say? Look at this, one of our mainest people. Ah, brothers in arms.
Flower is gonna yell out, "Parlay, parlay!"
Hi, somebody be calling parlay. It sounds like a lady.
and then I just walk out,
Sounds like
and I'm like, "Yeah, parlay."
So part of the reason we wanted to have a chat with you guys real quick.
A very interesting way of chatting. That's quite interesting.
Pip Pip's gonna come out. It's me like, hey. It's
Bless
all
me,
right.
hearty eyes. Is that my God, is that Pip Pip?
Hooray.
Boys, oi! I think that's Pip Pip. Oi, we've been hearing about your explosions all over the realm. Oh, man, the work that you did in the other enterprises, chef's kiss, so beautiful.
Oh, I
You guys know
appreciate
each
that.
other?
No, this one here, small bit of legend.
Wow.
Small bit of legend.
Good job, Pip Pip.
Hooray! And you hear like the three of the bandits, they like kind of grab Timothy and they like, they grab Timothy and they just kind of like hoist him up on their shoulders. Hooray! And they drop him back down.
Fellas, can we relax a little bit?
Hi, sorry. Hate to be so excited, but you got to understand we're a bit on a mission here. So
What is that mission, by the way? What are you doing?
I heard you yell something about oxygen, and you know oxygen explodes.
It do.
It do.
Such a lovely lady, has yourself and a brain with her, no less. This is amazing. All right, me hearties, let's
We're
take a
with
gentle
him.
on the ladies.
Pip Pip.
We are with him.
Yes, they're my
Monday lackeys.
yes, that. And I was just
Aye.
trying to teach them a little something, and they failed miserably.
Again.
That's
Again.
unfortunate. I've always
the
heard that
fourth
Pip Pip
time
never
this
travels
week.
with the crew.
And it's only Monday.
Yeah, well, those dust bunnies were quick. I missed.
Buccaneer's just like having no idea what you guys are talking about. He's just kind of like batting his head back and forth like he's trying to keep up, but like down and then up and then down and then up because Pip Pip's so little and then
All right.
Flower's so big. And then as he does this, he turns back to Timothy, who's like on the shoulders of the bandits, of the pirates. And he's like, well, sorry, lads, but as it turns out, we're actually quite busy. We have a bit of a mission, and as I said, I am very sorry about the inconvenience. Again, Pip, my God, it's wonderful to meet you. I am having such a hard time holding this accent. Sorry, guys.
You're good.
You're doing great.
Thanks.
That sounds
But he
great.
turns to Pip, and he's like, such an amazing opportunity to meet you. Now, as the lady here did tell you. Oxygen does explode and we are in dire need of it. So I'm going to have to ask that we split ways here. But honestly, the rich folks here don't need it quite as much as the people on our ship do. So we are going to be off with these oxygen tanks.
What's
Whoa.
your ship? The Titanic? Please don't tell me the Titanic. You've heard of it.
Buccaneer looks at you and then looks at, is this one serious? Just wait. Do you really think that the Titanic is still around? That was
No.
before the post-calamity wars.
Oh, well, my mistake. I thought they built another. Improved design.
Looks down at Pip.
Wait.
I see why you've had some blunders with this one. I thought that this one was the intelligent one of your crew.
What? So you're stealing the oxygen from our ship from
Aye.
the rich folks to take back to your ship.
Aye.
like
well-
Robin Hood, kind of.
Sort of like whoever the heck that is, yeah.
Well,
Can we join you?
I was
was
thinking
gonna
the same
say.
thing.
Yeah. Let's join you on this mission quest.
Do you need some
thing.
help? Would you like some assistance? I am an actual maintenance guy on this ship.
We know
Aye,
our
but
way
only
around.
if your aims be true and your hearts be true. Do you truly mean that what you say about not giving to the poor or not giving to the rich, but instead giving to the poor? Because I'll tell you, even though we are pirates and we have quite the booty, we
I do like booty.
Don't.
we are in fact always looking a little bit poor on we famine when it comes to the oxygen. But yeah, I suppose I must, these two I expect. And he motions to Pip and to Timothy, but he looks to Flower and he's like, I gotta say, with the pendant and whatnot, you do seem the do-gooder type. This is a little odd.
Everybody's good in some way or another.
Aw.
The chaotic one just was like impressed with an awe.
Buck just kind of shrugs and is like, all right, well, I suppose you do know this place a little bit better than we do. So
I do have one request though, if we're going to help you out.
I'll consider it.
If we could not have any innocent casualties, that would be great.
Oh, that's a good point.
Dang
Yeah.
it.
Oh no, if anyone gets in our way, that's one thing. But if we're just shooting your blaster guns all over the place, we don't want to have any innocent bystanders to be getting offed.
Matter of fact, from now on, we could probably go in disguise again, since you guys were in disguise before.
And Buck,
Like
Buck
Undercover Boss. You ever watch that show?
I love that show.
I watched it in 4K last
That
week.
gave me the inspiration to be on this ship. Didn't I tell you, Boris? Hey, I told you. See, that was what was going to work. And
We
the
got
guy
Boris
just-
and Buccaneer.
They got the guy who's like got like the main weight of Timothy's like, yeah, his favorite show. He loves
So,
Undercover
since we're all on the
Boss.
same-
Worst.
Since we're on the same team now, can y'all put me down?
Boris
put you
looks
down.
up and is like,
All right, little man, just
if you
hold
like
up.
to walk, and
Down to
he
bed
like
Monday.
shuffles you down. All right, and Bandit kind of loops an arm, or not Bandit. Oh my gosh, Buccaneer loops an arm over Flower's shoulders, and they're about like roughly the same height. And he's like, "Now, lady, I love the way that you think with the Undercover Boss. However, as it turns out, we already have caused quite the bit of emotion and commotion around this place, so I don't really think that it's going to be that important for us to be able to stealth. Because, see, the thing about it is, with all of the waving and the shouting and all of the things, if we were to be as quiet and demure as what you're probably trying to think we are going to be,
Demure.
people are going to be thinking that we're scuttling about anyway, so there's really not much point to it. Plus, I love me some chaos."
Same.
Oh.
I love these guys already.
Ah, Pip, that's good to hear. Pip, Pip, and then the guys behind lift Timothy one more time. Hooray!
You guys,
And Boris is like, sorry.
can you just keep me down?
Oh, my God.
So I got caught up in the spirit of things.
Amen,
Well,
brother.
This kind of goes against my nature of causing chaos, but I guess I'm kind of outvoted. And for my own personal safety, where are we headed next?
Where are the wait? So do I know where the oxygen is being stored
You do.
for the rich people specifically?
Yeah, so roll a history check with advantage because you know this ship very well.
Not one again.
Golly, get some new dice, dude.
7.
7, and I am also going to have Pip roll a history check as well.
Please roll well. I know nothing.
Oh, shoot. Hold on. 19.
Plus your modifier. So Pip actually in this situation knows more than Timothy, because Timothy knows that the oxygen tanks are somewhere near the reactor core and the life support, which is like the levels 1 and 2. But Pip knows because, as Flower pointed out, that oxygen is very flammable and flames are like Pip's bread and butter, that Pip knew exactly that it was on level 2, right next to the waste recycling and right before the water reclamation, where the air purification system was at.
Oh, waste
right.
recycling. That sounds fun.
Let's get this. I know exactly where the oxygen is at.
That's a
For the
relief.
rich people.
That's fantastic. See, we knew it was in the core levels, but we just didn't quite know where, so we were just hoping we might just shoot the place up until somebody came and volunteered us some information.
Well, that worked out.
Indeed.
As long as we're not killing those people, I'm fine with it.
No, it was more along the lines of the beatings will continue until morale improves, more than the killings, because dead people don't tell us where oxygen is at.
You're not wrong.
That's
That's a good point.
Very smart of you.
Thank you. I'm actually known quite for the pirate community to be the very, very smartest. Isn't that right, boys? And as you turn to see them, all of them kind of look at each other, and then he grabs his laser gun and points it up at the ceiling. Isn't that right, boys? And they're like, absolutely, he is the most smart. And Boris is like, he's so brilliant. The very best. Thank you, Boris. See? This is what I'm saying. I am the brains of this operation.
And Pip
Okay,
just
so
stares in awe.
did-
Buccaneer.
I.
Before you say anything else, Flower's going to walk over to Pip Pip, and I'm going to touch you in not so hot
Don't touch
way.
me.
Just let it happen.
And I'm going to use guidance on Pip Pip.
Oh,
So you can add 1d4 to any ability check
okay.
until the spell ends,
Which is up to a minute, and it requires concentration. So just make sure that like you're maintaining concentration. So if anything disrupts that concentration,
look at
then
me like
will
that.
be-
Husband Matt was genuinely like very concentrated just a second ago.
He had on the squints look. Yeah.
HM. Squad goals.
All right.
All right, so
Thank you, Flower. Thank you.
No problem. I know it's a bad Monday.
Got my pen.
So you guys came on this ship just for oxygen.
Oi, yeah, it's a commodity, don't you know? We can get food pretty much anywhere, but when it comes to oxygen, I tell you, that is the sweet, sweet stuff of life. It's not like you can just get it in the outer planes.
That does make sense.
The big black void
Are
out
the
there.
outer planes kind of like airplanes?
What is this one been going on about? I swear, who have you been communing with? This one drunk.
So
Where
should we
can I
head down
get
to the
some of
lower
that?
levels?
I was
If that's where they're at,
desperate.
Pip. We'll
Desperate
follow your
times.
lead.
All right. Can I see if they're like being deceiving?
Roll an insight check.
That's good because we don't insight anything over here, and apparently you don't either.
Plus 1d4.
Oh, yeah.
What'd you roll? No, is it 9?
It was 8
8
plus 4 plus 3.
15.
It's good.
15. He seems genuinely like his primary goal is just to get the oxygen. But with that insight, you get that this was a very short-sighted plan. This was not something that had been in the works for a long time. This was very much just like he heard a rumor that there was oxygen on the lower, the core levels of this, and he was just like, "Well, shit, I need oxygen. That's awesome, right?" And he just like stormed the castle getting that.
Kind of like him.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
kind of likable. It's like you're on your way home in your spaceship and you see a macho bell. It's like, oh, you gotta stop there.
All right.
Yeah, this was
Like,
essentially
really
like
short-sighted like that.
he kind
It's
of
like,
he
let's just
kind
do
of
it.
had the
Let's
short-sightedness
just shoot
of
up
like
the macho bell.
of like
Jesus
gentlemen,
Christ.
I'm in the mood for a little bit of oxygen, aren't you? Let's do a little bit of a drive-through, eh?
Yeah.
Drive through.
A little bit of a pit stop.
All right.
Well,
Pip
after
stop.
we help you, can we join your crew?
How about we see? As you've already said, this one has a bit of blunders, and I'm not entirely sure what they're on. Although, if you're willing to share
I'm
some
not
of it,
much
I mean,
of the
just
crew
look at
type, but I'll
Boris.
help right now.
aren't you on maintenance crew?
That's a different story for another time.
Fair enough.
I work on my own. I don't have a crew.
Wow.
It's a lonely existence, but it is one that we all choose for. Now, Pip, How about this? We see how you do on this particular movement, and then we'll see if we happen to have room on our ship. I will tell you, if you're taking up that oxygen, whenever you're breathing on our ship, you better be good at taking the oxygen from the rich.
Amen, brother.
All right. I love this character.
Onward! March!
All right, so are we heading to the...
We're following Pip Pip.
To level 2.
So, as you kind of go down this hallway, you know, just from kind of being on the ship, like the general layout of things, it's very based around the same pattern. So every floor kind of has a similar hallway pattern to get to where they're going, because it was just the way it was built was very industrial. So you know, you're gonna go around like 2 lefts. There are people kind of running and hiding, as they see, like, first they see you, who they've seen around, but you're small and intimidating and have like that crazy look in your eyes. So they're immediately like, "Ooh, I don't want to be around that one." yeah, you're snarling like a little chihuahua, and they're like, "Oh my god, I thought I was afraid, but nope, now this is a new thing, a new trauma." And then right behind you, they see an entire swarm of these big, tall, intimidating, fully tattooed, at times half orc, because even though Flower is a super gentle person, like, Flower looks intimidating. So you've got you who's snarling like a little chihuahua, and then like all of these like grown men behind you, like the Sam Elliots, the half orcs, and then like the tattooed pirates, and like you're like storming the place, and they look
As we're
terrified.
walking through the hall, can I check around to see if there's a vending machine that happens to have temporary tattoos? Just so
Roll
I
a
can fit in.
perception check.
That seems very character of you to be like, we're hanging with pirate. When in Rome, do as the Romans do, right?
Perception, you said?
Actually, you know what? Because we're going to say that even just from being there, like, because again, all of these are laid out the same, that you know that there are vending machines, but roll an investigation check to see if you can tell if there are.
The fake
Please,
tattoos.
dear. Oh my gosh, I got a 7.
You got a 7. There are no temporary tattoos. In fact, all there are brand muffins, because you happen to get on the one floor where the people are very health conscious. It's a very sad floor.
I was going to
Dang
say,
it.
this floor sucks.
That's why we're going to the next.
And
Rock
as you kind of point this out, Boris just looks at it and he's like, "Bran muffins are like nature's brew. We don't eat that on our ship."
I think I want to jump ship.
Fair. So,
and also, since I'm a rogue, I think as the group is like running down the hallway to like go to the next level or elevator or whatever, I'm definitely jumping between like those inserts in the hallway, like a little bit behind the group, to just kind of keep tabs on everyone and sort of like not be at the center of attention.
Reconnaissance.
So are you kind
Yes.
of trying to like hide from the members of the group?
No,
as
not
well?
hiding from the members of the group, just kind of like in case needed, like a split second from being in hiding at any moment.
Okay. So as you're kind of ping-ponging between these things in the back, the other people are just like very front and center, just like they give
We're doing a
absolutely-
dramatic walk.
Yeah, they give zero. They don't care at all. Like they're just got the swagger of people who are like, "I'm in charge here, and this is how this is gonna go." They just really don't care. So, as you pass
Explosions
the-
behind us.
caused by Boris, who's just like throwing things that like he doesn't think he needs out of his pack. Like, don't need that bomb. So you guys make it to the elevators. With the lockdown in effect, the elevators are currently shut down. So what do you do?
Being a maintenance crew, can I wire it to like fix it or make it work now?
So you actually, I believe, have
We really do have the perfect crew.
tinkerers.
I do have a tinker box.
Yes. So you, and I think you are trained in the tinkerer. So I will
Yes.
say that you can give like a tinker check,
Mhm.
which would be, I'm going to say sleight
I
of
don't know.
hand.
Sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Because it's, handsy.
And I'm going to say, you get that with advantage.
That's
because
good.
You've got your tinkers.
19 plus 2 is 21.
All right. So you're able to
goals.
pretty quickly take your mop, slide it in between the edge of the door and the keypad, and just give a good elbow to it, and it just pops the cap off of the number keypad, and
Wow.
it just is dangling there from a couple of wires, and you're able to, like, with your tinkerer's tool chest to be like, yeah, I got this, guys. And you just like flip and then like snip, and then you like twist a couple things together, and then you just hear this like really resounding, satisfying ding as the elevator opens up.
It's like having freaking R2D2 with us. He just puts a little thing in and things happen.
Guys, my mop is what keeps me figured out.
Wow.
This mop is life.
You see,
Mop
Kane, one of the pirates, kind of gives that
cleaning
mop an
it- we're cleaning
appraising
it up.
look. That's a nice mop.
It is a nice mop. Thank you.
Oh, there's a nice
Multi-purpose,
mop.
apparently.
Yes.
Hi, it's a nice mop.
Sweet.
All right, let's pile in.
So you guys like all
Carpet matches
pile
the
into
drinks.
this. You all pile into the elevator, and this is an industrial elevator. Like it's connected still to like the medical wing, so you can see like this is a big enough elevator that they can fit like gurneys into. And so you guys are like, you're in there, the doors close, and it just like you don't exactly make it faster, so it's just like you just hear like the elevator music like dun, dun, dun.
Insert husband Matt's elevator
Amazing.
music.
Yeah. and you just see Buccaneer kind of nodding a little bit to the music. This
It's
is
like one of those
good bop.
scenes in the movie to be funny, and it's just they're standing in an elevator waiting.
Yeah,
And then
this
when
is
they
exactly
come
that
out at
scene.
the end, it's like back to explosions and gunfire.
Yeah.
So
So
like a Deadpool scene.
Yeah.
right. So you're taking them directly down to level 2, correct? Where the air purification system is.
Pip.
Right.
Okay.
Of course, he knows where to go.
So Pip, as like all of this is going on, you like hit level 2, the little elevator music, and then when you guys get down there, it opens up. The doors open up to a pretty clean facility that kind of has like a weird chemical odor to it. Concrete floors. Because this has multiple purposes. This is the life support core for the entire ship or the entire space station. So this includes waste recycling. So you have like a large section of this that is basically a large recycling for sewage in order to like recycle it back into pure water. You get like a water reclamation center. So you have like the different levels of water, like whether it's drinking water, like potable water, or if it's for showers and such. And then as you guys are kind of walking, and you still see some people more like in like overalls, like kind of waiters and such. You see them kind of scurrying past as they're trying to figure out like, all right, where can I go? Like trying to get in contact with people. But you guys go past that and you see a door for the air purification center. So roll a perception check to see if you see anybody kind of guarding that area.
9.
17.
Good job.
6.
Okay. So
I see nothing.
you guys don't see any, and I'm gonna roll a quick for Bandit. Oh, or for
Boris?
Buccaneer. Yeah. So both Timothy recognizes, because like you're not friends, but like you attend the same company picnics, so to
Yeah.
speak. Like these are maintenance workers to
I
an
love
extent.
company picnics.
And so you recognize
Timothy does not.
one of them.
He goes because it's expected.
yeah.
Yeah. Like, that because there is a famine for oxygen on these space shuttles, like there are some of the workers here who kind of expect this to happen every once in a while. And so you see one of the guys is like holding not a mop because he's not a custodian, but you see him holding like
A laser staff.
Okay, so he's holding like a squeegee to like be able to like squeegee waste. And so he's holding that squeegee like across his chest, and he's like standing in front of the air purification door.
Oh my god, it reminds me of Minions.
So what do you do?
Does he know that like he sees us coming?
He sees you, and as he sees you, he kind of like squares up like.
So he's
And he-
ready for it?
Yeah, he's ready for it, and he also kind of looks at you and kind of tilts his head like he recognizes you too, and is a little bit confused, but he still squares up and like holds his squeegee.
And he's guarding what again?
He's guarding the air purification section. So there's sealed doors because, as you mentioned, oxygen is very, very flammable, and they also wanted to make sure that like the air does not come in contact with a lot of waste and therefore be able to like pump out waste air. So they have to keep the air purified.
Otherwise, everybody would be wasted.
Indeed.
So we go up to him, and I'm gonna try to persuade him, but I'm gonna give my go first.
Mhm.
So I walk up to him. Do I know his name, right?
Take a best guess.
His name is Dave.
His name is Dave. Roll a history check.
Let's see how much history Dave and I have. 19.
Oh my
plus-
gosh.
Well, it'd be 20, a dirty 20.
Okay, cool. His name is Dave.
Do I also like know about Dave?
With that, you can say that like you know the extent of like he brought his family to his company picnic. So you know that like he's got
Have we made some small talk?
maintenance workers like of your like you don't really make small talk, but you kind of overheard because you kind of stuck to the shadows that like he's got 2 grandkids and he's got a pet corgi that he really loves. He likes to
Corgis
garden in his
exist.
spare time.
Does he sympathize? I guess, is he class conscious?
He definitely recognizes the struggles of class
All right,
consciousness.
that's all I need.
Okay.
Hey Dave, how's it going?
Timothy, what's happening here?
All right, man. Long story short, here's what's going on. Pirates showed up,
Yeah,
which
I
is
see
a
that.
problem. Yep, they're our friends. We'll get there in a second. But we're kind of running out of time. We want them to get what they need and out of here because you know as well as I do, those rich folks, few levels up,
They don't really need it.
they don't need it as much as the people like you and I do on their ship. So we're taking some of this, whether you want to or not, and I'm asking you to help us out, to
You
let
can
us in
join
there.
the crew.
You can join if you want.
Buccaneer is immediately behind you, like, now, I don't really think that we should be just handing out invitations to my crew. This is my crew. Don't be sorry, no offense. Dave, was it? Yeah, Dave. Pleasure to meet you. Sorry, ignore the tattoos on my face. This is just my face. I did this because I was really bored and it was a Tuesday. So what I really need you to know is no, you cannot join my crew. But it seems like you're a stand-up fellow and I'd really like to not maim you.
Dave, this is kind of where we are. We can do a solid here for the movement.
Or you'll never see your grandchildren again.
We're
Roll an intimidation check.
Oh my god.
And roll a persuasion check, Matt.
17.
17.
4.
Bingo.
Okay, so Dave looks at you, Timothy, and is just like, freaking hippies with the movements. But then he looks down
What did you call me?
at Pip, and he's like, "What are you planning to do? What are you planning to do to my family?"
Dave,
As need to know basis.
I know who your family is.
I know where they live.
I can Dave, I can fill Pip in what he needs to know.
You're trying to take oxygen from my family. Why would I give that to you?
Are your family rich people?
My family live on the space station, same as I do.
We're only taking it from the rich here.
Do you know how to separate out the air supplies?
Yes.
Roll a deception check because you're trained in maintenance, not in
Yes.
air purification.
What am I rolling for anyway?
Deception.
Disgrace.
10.
Oh man.
10. Okay. So he looks at you. Oh, you do. You know how to separate out all of the different. Okay. How about this? How about I let you into there? And here's what we'll do. Okay. Because if you're right and you're going to kill my family anyway, then
Damn it, Dave.
I'll let you into the air supply and you guys can decide if you're going to tinker around with all that, with all the stuff that you know so well how to do. And we'll see how much oxygen is left for us to make it out of here alive. Sure, go ahead.
Hey, Pip.
By all means. And he steps off to the side and indicates with his squeegee. Go on. Have at it.
Pip, if this doesn't work, when we come back out, we have some business to take care of.
Yes. A big boom. Big bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom.
All right.
Let's do it.
I guess we
go.
shuffle
Sure.
on in.
Look out of the way, Mr. Squeegee Man. This guy will mop the floor with you
Oh.
And he
and your family too. And your dog.
And your dog.
Oh my god.
Says the terrier over here.
Dave looks over at Pip and he's just like, Sprinkles? What? How do you know about Sprinkles?
Dave, like I told you, I will tell Pip everything he needs to know.
And then
gosh.
with that, he just kind of slinks a little bit away. But the pirates definitely kind of like grab him by the shoulders. So as you guys come up to the door, you're able to kind of use your ID to be able to get into the air purification
Even
center.
me? Even me?
Timothy will be able to open it for everybody, so
Okay.
he'll be able to open the door.
Sweet. I thought it was one of those situations where the arm lets only one car through. And it just, who are you?
No,
Who are you?
it's not like that at all. It's a door, and it goes into a smaller corridor. Where it has like a very narrow kind of hallway to be able to purify people as they go in to ensure that they're not bringing foreign contaminants into the air purification center. So as you do file like one at a time and you have to be scanned, and there's like a laser that goes over all of you. And as it goes over the pirates, they kind of giggle as it like kind of goes over.
It starts removing all their tattoos.
No, it starts to show up some of the ones that were like done glow in the dark.
Oh, crap.
And you start to see like where like Morzak has Kane's name and Kane has Boris's name and Boris has Morzak's name. But they're all spelled a little bit
Buccaneer
different
has
and they're in like
mom.
different spots.
With the
Yeah.
heart, right?
Yeah.
Arrow through the heart.
And this is like the first time that Buccaneer's seen him. He's just like, no, why wasn't I invited on that one? Because I really wanted one. Nobody got my name. That's rude. That's just right rude.
I'll get your name.
Pip, you own my heart. That's very nice of you.
Yeah.
By golly. All right. So
As
as
long
you
as you
guys
make me first mate.
and
Oh, wow.
and he looks at you. Don't push it, Pip.
Oh,
Don't push it. And
he's
so
a
you
legend.
I like pushing it.
push it. Anyway, so you guys get into the you get into the air purification thing after you guys have filed one by one, and you've been thoroughly like cleansed with the air purification lasers.
I feel dirty.
And you get into there and you see there's actually where you were probably like expecting 4 different air purification tubes to be there, like one for each.
Yeah, kind of
grouping.
like a car wash where you get to the end and there's a bunch of blowers.
Right. Instead, there's roughly
Blow me.
like 12 different ones. And some of them are color coded with like green and purple. There's 2 that are green, 3 that are purple, and the rest are all yellow.
Which ones are for the rich folks?
Well, Pip should know, right?
Pip, roll I'm gonna say roll a history or an investigation.
17.
Plus 1d4.
Is
I'm
it
still concentrating.
Oh, you're doing that again?
Oh,
Well, as long as you concentrate on it, you can have guidance.
plus 2.
19.
19. Okay. So what you know from your just general knowledge about how oxygen and like how it combusts and like how it can be absorbed through different things, you know that the yellow, because there's so many of them, you know that that's probably most likely like bulk air that hasn't quite been like bulk oxygen that hasn't been purified yet. So if it's inhaled, it will sustain life, but it probably won't be super healthy. The 2 green is likely filled with different types of plant life that's able to naturally purify.
That's
And
cool.
the purple is with like artificial chemicals that are able to kind of like go in and remove any additional toxins.
And it says Misphi Incorporated on the plant ones. Yeah, Misphi planted these.
So you can see like tubes connecting the bulk air to the plant and then to the chemicals. So you can kind of see like the cycle that it takes to get from one to the next. And you also see like different tubes off to the side, like fillable oxygen tubes that are currently empty, that you can kind of gather are like brought to different sections that may be lower on oxygen. So they are like transportable oxygen tanks.
All right, we need to grab some of these oxygen tanks here
And fill them up.
and fill them up.
And
That green stuff there, probably.
Remember, our goal was to exclusively steal from the rich. How are we doing that over here?
I don't know how we separate it out. You know what we could do? We don't need to steal the oxygen, boys. We just need to steal one of those fancy plants.
Oh.
Wow, Flower.
That way they can make their own purification oxygen tanks.
Can we talk with Buccaneer real quick?
Yeah.
Let's lend
So-
them a buccaneer.
So, yeah.
Oh my God.
So, Buccaneer,
Hi.
do you have a purification system on your ship?
I'm quite lucky. I have a ship, to be honest with you. I don't have much of purification anything.
This could be a good solution if we just take one of the, maybe they have some extra plants around here that we can start up their own oxygen purification system. It might be like a hillbilly thrown together kind of thing. But
I can build you one.
there you go.
I suppose you might have some use on my ship after all. Somebody to build and somebody to heal. All right. Pip, what do you think?
I think that's an excellent idea.
No, you all have a southern
Well, I got an
accent.
accent now.
That's funny. It's kind of
so-
around.
So I like the idea. Let's do.
Can I do like an investigation or something for an extra plant that we don't have to steal from this ship?
So what I'll tell you, I'll give you kind of a little bit more information. You can see what
Misphi
specifically you want to investigate. So the two large tanks that are like have green labeled on the exterior hold a multitude of different types of plants. So like spider plants, snake plants, aloe plants. So like the plants themselves have different purposes for removing different types of toxins, different types of dust, different types of pollutants and things along those lines. So you can see from like a panel in the side of one of the green tubes, like you can see a panel in those, and that maybe is where the horticultural experts give or like maintain the plants because they have to be maintained. So based on that, what would you like to investigate?
I just would like to see if they have any fledgling plants.
Okay.
Something to where they've just planted some, you know,
Like inside the containments, inside the tube?
that we could take with us that wouldn't impact what they've already grown to life already.
Okay, so what I'm going to say is I want you to roll either a strength or dexterity, you choose, to pull the panel off of one of the green tubes to be able to see the plants inside of them.
Strength or dexterity?
Yeah.
I'm going to do strength.
Yeah, strength is probably going to be your better option. You have a
do-
minus
Yeah,
do
three
I
for
got
dexterity.
strength.
-3 here.
Woo! You are not very dexterity like.
It was in the design.
I was born this way.
I was like
It's
this.
in the script.
Oh, it's a 15.
Oh, okay. So you're able to pry off the panel on this tube, and inside, what you see is it's a cylindrical tube, so you can see that the air is pushed up from it's pushed up from the bottom to be able to circulate around. There are levels of different plants, so they're all kind of maintained based on their level of light necessary and their level of water necessary to be able to maintain them. So they're set in like cylindrical rows or along the different. I don't know
How big are these like tanks?
Size wise, you're looking at you could easily fit 3 people within the tank.
Okay, so they're not like little. They're like big.
Because I'm gonna say you could probably easily fit like like the little the plants, like the kind that you get at the grocery store. You could probably fit like a solid 20 to 25 of them in a half circle. So 50 probably around the edge. And then like the air itself is kind of circulated inside of it. So from that, you're looking specifically for fledgling plants. Go ahead and roll an investigation.
Ooh, this is going to be good. 4 + 3.
Wow, 7. You were just so overwhelmed by how beautiful all this natural plant life is. As a cleric, you're like, wow, the Celestials really blessed this greenery.
Pretty great.
Wow. And so you just kind of, that's the extent of what you're able to do.
I love the dirt here.
Can I just go in? I guess so. The tank is open. I'm just gonna. So guys, I mean, this tank may not be any good, anymore because you just ripped off one of the panels. So
That's unfortunate.
That's okay. I can purify it with a spell.
okay,
I can mend it.
you
I have
do. You
mending.
do have. Okay, and I have the tinker. So why don't here? Okay, so
You
since
have to tinkle.
I had the tinker. So why don't we do this? Why don't we just grab a handful of those plants, and they may have a little bit less purification ability, but we'll take some plants so we can get one going up in the pirate ship.
Let's do it. Maybe we can use like is there a smaller like container we can kind of put them in?
Roll a perception check
Oh no, not
to
again.
get one that's like the size that you're looking for.
12.
12. You see a couple kind of tucked into a corner that kind of were cast aside because they weren't as big as what the other oxygen tanks were. So they're probably set aside specifically for the wealthy who want the oxygen to be able to be accessible only to them instead of to an entire room.
Hey, look, guys, some boxes.
Let's do it.
Let's fill those boxes with plants.
Yeah. And then we're gonna present it to Buccaneer
Okay,
and
so
our plan to give them unlimited
Oxygen.
purified oxygen.
Sounds like a great plan to me. Let's do it.
so as you guys load these stolen plants up,
Eat
and
the rich.
offer them to this pirate captain.
It's a victimless crime.
And from the outside,
just wet
you
my
hear
plants.
Dave be like, Sprinkles is going to die without that oxygen. Enjoy that on your conscience.
Like
You're-
I care.
Oh my god.
And
This is such an opposite
and
character
Buck just
from
like
Misphi.
holds the box filled with plants and he says, "I take what you can and give nothing back. This is exactly what we're looking for. Except I was really hoping to leave here with a little bit more oxygen and a little less chores. But I suppose you are going to come onto the crew, yeah, to maintain all of these plants that you've decided that you're going to stake.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes. That's
Sure.
the plan.
Yep.
All right. Now,
You have my word.
And you have my
X.
horticultural skills.
I
I'll
suppose I
tinker.
probably should have asked you what your horticultural skills were, but you do look like the healing type.
I have +5 in nature. I'll be fine.
All right. I'll take that. You have a mustache, and I'll take that.
Thank you, good
Specifically
sir.
looking at Timothy.
Yeah.
I must ask you a question.
That was one of the best lines so far.
All right. So, is there anything else that you guys want to do before you depart the ship?
I want to say on to the next. I want another episode to where we land on a planet or something. This is fun. I want to be a pirate.
Well,
The
what did I
pirate
say?
life for me.
Sorry.
Yo.
yo.
ho.
All together.
So as you guys leave holding the plants, like holding just like boxes of plants.
Do you want my
like,
plants?
All of the
Pro
people
plants?
that like were terrified of the pirates are now just very confused. Like he just wanted herbs. Like wait, like I could have given him some oregano. Like that's just neighborly. And
Basil's better.
he's just like walking past with like just tattoos on his face and just a swagger and a step. Like all right.
Like a mission accomplished
Like
kind
a
of
mission
thing.
accomplished. He's super stoked. And you see, like, as people are kind of looking, you see them, like, just kind of make way a little bit. Like, as long as he's not wielding a gun around, they're pretty okay with it. And you're able to do your little mop trick back at the elevator to get you back up to where you want to go. So you guys managed to get back up to level 4, which is where the med bay is, where they came in at, because that's where the ins and outs go for the core levels. And you see their ship parked off to the side, kind of cloaked in the cover of the space darkness. It's all painted black.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And then and it's not as big as probably what you were thinking, and it's very ramshackled.
Like he parked his ship like in the bay of the.
He kind of parked it like off to the side, so like you can still access it, but it's kind of like he parked in like the handicap parking, you know, kind of vibe. Like it's like accessible, but it's also like he's not supposed to be there. And so as you guys are making your way out, like you see people who are kind of like now shuffling, like looking out the window, like, wait a second. Don't we know that guy? Like, wait, I thought that one was the one. Didn't she heal so-and-so last week? Like,
And
what?
killed 3 peasants.
I think that. And then, like, yeah, you see somebody who's just like, no, I saw that coming from a mile away. I think she killed like quite a few of them. Yeah, it's probably better that she's off the ship.
Should have thought about that before you became peasants.
Yeah, I like my cousin Joey. He had a chance, but that was before her. So
Her.
her. And yeah, so you guys are able to take the boxes without really much interference. Like people are just happy to see you all go at this point. As you guys are able to like load off into your new spaceship haggard home.
It's
Pip
just a
Pip
level.
sets off a match and everything explodes.
and we all just fucking die.
You guys just like sail away with just like as like you guys are singing pirate songs with like a giant ass explosion behind you.
Wait, like our ship leaves and then you're like, ding.
Yep, to their ship.
Wow.
I rigged the whole thing this whole time.
Dave. Sprinkles is gonna have to feed himself.
No,
Fuck that
I
guy.
took Sprinkles. He's in my backpack.
There's no way you stole Sprinkles. He was in the residential level.
Not to mention, I call BS because a vacuum of space would never allow a match to be lit.
Here's what I'm gonna say.
Well, I got Fireball and
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna say. Here's what we'll say. Based on the level of explosion that happens behind you guys, Pip, roll a performance check.
this better be good.
Nat 1, ready for it?
Hold on, it went into the corner here. 6
What's your modifier?
For performance?
-1. 5.
You like you light it, and it's almost like somebody who tried to light like one of those home style fireworks that just goes.
Does it putter out?
Yeah, it just
Do
like
all-
does a little.
So
And then
all the
that's it.
people live?
Well,
All the people live.
Oh.
Sprinkles lives another day.
I thought it was going
He
to be one
gets
of
to
those
be
Death
fed.
Star exploding situations.
Yeah.
Dang.
Buccaneer just kind of looks at you, just like, sorry, you said you're Pip, right? Like demolition expert.
Flower laid the explosives.
Timothy looks over at Pip like disgust, potential devastation, and he's like, in his mind, he's like, I mean, there were some people on that ship didn't care for her, but he was like, that would have been bad.
Well,
Buccaneer does not give two shits about who lives or who dies, but he does look over at Flower and is like, well, I suppose if you're going to be laying dynamite like that, you should probably just stick to horticulture, I think.
yeah, Pip told me to lay them all, but he didn't tell me to run the wires between them.
Yeah, stick to the different kind
Yeah.
of soil compost. Yeah, you just stay in that beautiful little room with your nice little plants.
I love you all.
Flower, what did I tell you?
Now, I believe it's Monday. What is it? 6 p.m. Undercover Boss starts.
And then as you say that, Buccaneer grabs his clothes and they're like the Velcro kind that like are Velcroed along the sides. He rips them off and you see footy pajamas directly beneath him. And he's like, I've been ready since the day I was born. Let's do this.
Sweet. I have in my pockets one of those fancy little projectors that'll project a 500-inch display so we can watch it.
I'll allow it. And that is how you guys set sail in your very first pirate excursion, watching a new episode of Undercover Boss.
And Pip's gonna make some popcorn with his fireballs.
Yeah, with his,
Oh
like,
my god.
just like out of his hands, and then like
Timothy is starting to tinker with like the oxygen because he's the practical one who's like, the mission was to get the oxygen. We now only have the plants. There's no system to develop the,
Just watching.
like, you guys are all like, he is very grateful that Pip didn't destroy the ship that we all called home literally minutes ago, where like thousands of people had been living for who knows whatever. So between that and like we still need oxygen or we are going to die. He starts tinkering with like spare parts on the ship to start making some of the canister. He's using his mop to like make it work.
Buccaneer is so into. He just like does. He was just like that was yesterday's mission. Like today we're watching. We're watching this thing. So he's like he looks back and he's like, "Oi, keep it down out there. Undercover boss is on."
I'm gonna walk out
Buck.
and into the tank where the plants are just before the show starts. You know, there's a few commercials still in this day and age. So
Yeah,
I'm
a
gonna
lot of political
cast,
commercials.
Would you say, as the DM, that you could eat the plants?
Oh, absolutely.
Good. Then they're food. So I'm gonna cast Purify Food and Drink on them.
Okay.
Wait, what?
I can remove poison and rot from non-magical food and drink in a 5-foot radius sphere centered on a point within range to make sure that they're not contaminated and to essentially purify the tank and begin the process of
Okay.
purifying oxygen.
Yeah.
Don't
absolutely.
worry, folks. I was not going to eat the plants.
Timothy was very confused. He's like, in his mind, he's like, is that motherfucker gonna eat the plants?
It's just he has his mop at the ready. Like I fucking dare, motherfucker.
Like he is at the go. Like he's ready to go into stealth mode to like sneak attack to like take him out. And then as soon as you start like and he is like, okay, and like lets his guard down for a second, and basically he is 100% questioning his life choices of the past several hours.
Well, speaking of life choices for the past several hours, that wraps up our one shot of the space station we call Mayweather Enterprise. That did not go at all the way I
You
expected
mean
it
enter
to.
dies?
Enter dies. So join us next time on Drinks and Dice, where we have things hilariously go off the rails. As you know, we may, instead of fighting pirates,
Maybe we'll get
join them.
derailed.
Yeah,
Maybe.
we'll get derailed. All right, here's a couple of last end of episode plugs. First of all, buy my book, Archivist Apprentice, is out and about, and it is fantastic. So definitely buy that. It is
A New York Crimes best-selling author.
it doesn't even have to do not really with crime. I guess it kind of has to do with political intrigue and a lot of secrets, but not
I was like,
crimes.
New York Crimes. I was like, I don't think that's
He
the
likes to
same
make
thing.
that up, like New York Crimes bestseller list. I'm like, that's not a thing. I feel like that's.
I'm like, yeah, if you write that on the front, it'll sell way more if you write New York Crimes bestseller. People might not know it doesn't say New York Times.
yeah.
Yeah.
The entire purpose
New
of
York
holding a book is that
Chimes.
people read it. So if they're looking at it and they're not reading what it says, I'm a little concerned for a lot of
You
levels.
just put it on the back.
Okay, fair. So anyway, buy
Just
The
make
Archivist
it up.
Apprentice by yours truly. It's in the link in the description below. Also, check out our social medias. We have a lot of tomfoolery that goes on there because we are teachers and we are D&D people, and we'd love to just put insanity out into the world. So on Instagram and TikTok, it is at Mystical Everyday Heroes, all spelled out, all one word.
That's it.
And if you want more one-shots like this, then leave a comment and let us know.
And subscribe.
And subscribe. We love a good
This is the
subscription.
first part of the 3-part series, mini-series, being released on Sci-Fi.
How you lie. Roll a deception check.
Li-fi.
Thank you for listening, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have you guys, all your mics are on left or right channel.
Mhm.
And I have Brandy on the right channel all the way because the DM's always right. That's how I remember
I
it.
knew
That's
it.
amazing.
That makes
I
sense.
knew that's where you were
fair.
going.
Yeah.
For a second, I was like, okay, I guess this is important related to the board. So I'm like intently like waiting for like, what do I need
Yeah.
to know? And it's like, I guess the DM's always right. That's what we have to know.
I love that, like, that only really applies when we're doing D&D, because where is that? Like, I feel like in our marriage, we should have some, like, I'm on the left side of the bed. That seems counterintuitive.
I don't
If
know
I'm
you.
Always right. I don't know you.
Well, is it like, stage left or like left when you're facing it? I mean, how
That's
are
very
we?
true. Like, I guess if I'm staring at our Lord of the Rings hot guys picture, I'm on the right.
Are you talking about Aragorn?
Yes. I have
Oh,
we have
yeah.
Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli, and Gimli's in the back.
That
so
is
I
a
can
charcoal
kinda,
painting.
But yeah, it's a charcoal.
Not done by me.
I was like, "Are you sure you want this?" Like in our room, looking at us. He was like, "Yes," and I was like, "Okay." And
Oh,
then I laid down and
absolutely.
I looked and I was like, "All right, yeah, no, I
All
can get
right.
behind this." Yeah.
No admittance
He's
unless in
staring at
party
you.
business.
He's staring
That's
at you
right.
with like his bedroom eyes, and I'm like, "All right."